Great. So our guest speaker, she actually went to Auburn High School. Was it 5 years ago now?
4 years ago.
4 years
Yep.
ago? And she was
4 years.
silly good.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I graduated 2017. So yeah, almost.
Okay. And did you
Yeah.
take this class, at least two classes, if not three, right?
All three.
All
Yep.
three.
All. Yeah.
Well, she was silly good. She has gone to Auburn University. She's about to graduate soon. Is that correct? Mercy.
In May.
And you've had a job now in graphic design for quite a while you've been going through school, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Almost a year and a half now.
gotcha. That's cool. And I'm sure they would love to keep you there should you decide to stay, right?
Yes, they've already told me that they would like. They said I'm looking for other options, but they said that if I were to, because of COVID and everything, if I were not to get a job or not the job that I wanted, they told me I have a place with them already. So
Well, that's
I for sure have a job when I graduate. So that's good.
I've worked here for 18 years now. They have not told me that. They have not let me have that type of assurance. So, anywho, and if you do decide to go somewhere else, I'm sure you got options there. Okay, anywho, please give a warm Auburn High School welcome to Ms. Kira Vesha. Woohoo!
Guess I'll get started. But yeah, like Mr. Cox said, I went to Auburn High School and I did graphic design one, two, and three. I'm sure I've met a couple of y'all last time I was there. But I like graphic design so much, I went to the university and did it there. In case y'all are not familiar with the program there, it's a little competitive. So if you're interested in going to Auburn, I might talk about it for a split second, maybe a little bit later. But if you have questions, they can always just raise their hand too. Um, so I guess I can share my screen. Is that possible in this?
Yes, at the bottom, there should be a share screen option, I think.
Can y'all see this?
Yes. Yeah, we got it.
So I'll go ahead and show y'all my current portfolio. It's not updated, but I'll show you what it looks like right now. Um, and y'all may have already seen this, but this is what my portfolio looks like. If you type in myname.com, this should pop up. And I actually did this. I did this picture in Mr. Cox's class. This is not even the college thing. Do you remember this, Mr. Cox? I did this in your class. I think graphic design theory.
Honestly, one of
But
the ones I remember the most is the one that is the self portrait. That's one of the ones I remember the most. I made vaguely.
yeah. Well, so if you scroll down, then here are my projects. I've got a lot of projects on here, which you're not supposed to really have that many. So I need to take a couple off that are a little bit old, but my I guess let's see. These are a couple old ones right here, but I'll show you the two newer ones. This is the one I did last spring. I might have shown this already last time I was there, but what we did for this project is you were able to make up your own company. And this project was about packaging. So we wanted to make our own company and make up a package for our materials. So I chose coffee because I love coffee and specifically cold brew. So my company was called Hourglass Cold Brew, which I'll go into in a second why it's called that. But here's just a couple pictures you can see. And actually, this glass, like I'm literally drinking cold brew as we speak from that same glass. So this is really like kind of my thing. But so like the bags have coffee beans in them, and there's two different size bottles for cold brew. So you can see my little monkey guy, which I'll explain in a second. But a lot of stuff that we do is like very process based. So you really want to let's see, this is so messy. You really want to work on having a good process, which if you have a good process, you'll have a good project. So let me show you what the process for this design was. So we have to turn this in to our professor at the end of the project. So not only do you turn in your project, you also turn in how you got there, because that also has a lot to do with how good your work is. So I did some research. I'm just going to skip through this. So my coffee is like Ethiopian. So I did some research on like cool Ethiopian animals, and I found this guy right here, the Galata monkey. And so I was like looking at what they look like, and I thought they're pretty unique because they have like a cool hourglass figure on their chest. So I thought that would be something cool to work with. So I went on Pinterest, like I always do. So if y'all ever need inspiration, I would definitely recommend going on Pinterest or Behance or whatever you look at for inspiration, because that's what I always do, especially if I feel stuck. So here's just some things I was looking at, like monkey logos and stuff. And then I started sketching and doing some mind maps, looking at like different coffee names, like what I could name my brand, like what has to do with coffee, like just like mind mapping, just random things. And then just like sketching a little bit in my sketchbook. So just looking at like how I could incorporate the hourglass figure into my logo. And then you'll always have to do a creative brief. I'm not sure if y'all do this in graphic design right now, but once you get to college, you always have to do a creative brief, which is kind of like a summary of what your project is going to entail and who your audience is and what the personality of the brand is and all that good stuff. So here's mine. You don't have to read it, but it's long. So here's some more detailed sketches that we had to present to the class, and you can see the little stars right here and like right here. This is my class voting on which ones they like, because it's really good to have your classmates their opinions on your stuff, because you might think one thing is good, but in reality, like everyone else thinks something else is good. You might not realize it until you put it kind of into perspective. And then here's me going into Illustrator, looking at different logos. So like looking at the hourglass. Oops, sorry, my alarm's going off. Looking at different logos here. I like this guy. This is kind of funny, but so going from my sketches to Illustrator. Then I had top three logos are here. This is what they look like, and this is also what I presented to the class, and they helped me figure out which one was the best. So like I picked out my Pantone colors, I picked out my fonts, my font for my logo, and maybe some body text right here. I have different font right here, colors, all that good stuff, outline, black and white. And we finally ended up on this one, which is like a little bit similar to this one, but I tweaked it a little bit to have a little like movement to the top. So yeah, this is where I ended up. This is my final board. And then I looked at the materials I was going to use, and I bought all of these by myself, ordered them off Amazon, and I started sketching on some stuff. So I just printed them out and started sketching onto the actual label. And so these are a couple drafts. I didn't like them at all. I was like kind of bored with it, and then I kept moving. So like these are all different versions of the same thing. I'm trying to figure out what the hierarchy is. Like, do you want to read the cold brew first? Do you want to read the logo first? Like, what do you want to see? And then people weren't loving this for some reason. I thought it was really cute, but they were like, it looks too much like a logo and it's competing with your other logo. So I ended up making it to like a little like mascot almost. So here's my little monkey mascot drinking his coffee. And then here is the packaging. I was also going through lots of different versions, you can see. This is me in the studio. And so it like changed from here to here because I used a different paper. So I ordered some paper online. I think it really helped a lot too with my brand. It was very like natural kind of looking paper, so it had like a very natural feel to it and the coffee. And so here's my final result with all of this. So that's in my portfolio. I just want to show y'all kind of like the process that goes behind all of it, because you'll definitely be graded on that if you do go to Auburn or any other college really. Then I'll show you another project I'm working on right now that I'm like in the middle of my process, so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing here. This is a book design project. Let's see. So let's let's see. So pretty much, these. So pretty much we had to look at two book ideas. So our book is so pretty much we got to design a book, and we can choose whatever text we want to do. We can do whatever. We can do TED Talks, parts out of a book. We can do like speeches, anything. I think someone once did like all the tweets Donald Trump has ever tweeted into a book. That was pretty funny. But so we had to present our two ideas, and so my two were like 20 positive things that have happened in 2020 so far. It's like a short story, pretty much. I was going to do that. And here's some examples of kind of where I got some inspiration from. So this is kind of what like a book would look like if you were to design it really nicely. So we're allowed to use color in this one. I had a project a semester ago where we could only do black and white. So this one is colored, so you have a little bit more freedom. And then I ended up choosing this topic, which is why the most successful people stay weird. And this is a DLD talk by this guy named Michael Lazzaro. And it's pretty interesting because he talks about how like weirdos are always the ones that stick out, and they end up being the most successful people because they don't conform. So I thought that was really cool. Here's some other things I got some inspiration from. I was really liking this. Like, I like this a lot with like the weird images of heads and stuff. I think that was really fun. So I ended up doing that as my idea, and then we had to present like our creative brief. Like I said, you're gonna have to do a lot of these, but this is my creative brief for this project. I did this last week, I think. So it's like objective, audience, what's my vision, what's my strategy, and what am I gonna make? And then here's some inspiration that I saw, you know. So I really like these like weird zoomed in pictures of like people. I thought that was really fun. Kind of weird angles. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So then literally like this week is where I was doing a bunch of stuff. This is all my work stuff. So then I'm like going into my and like, you know, sketching out pages and stuff like that. And I put it into InDesign. So this is where I'm kind of just like mapping where I want everything to go. So I split up my text into sections. So my Word document has sections of text. And then I just kind of like typed in a couple like sections that I wanted to be on each page. And you can see that I color coded these because if you're familiar with books, so a book technically in one spread has 4 pages. So it has 2 pages here. On the flip side of that page, it has 2 pages. So it's a 4-page spread. So technically, if I were to print this book, these 2 last pages would be connected to these first 2 pages. So this is just to help me know which pages would be on which spread, which could come in handy later if I want to do different like page sizes or something like that. So yeah, this is just what I was doing here, and then we've got like process. I'll find what these are. So you'll do a lot of type studies in the program too. Oh, I don't have any of these types on. Shoot. So you can't see any of the fonts I was using because none of these fonts are on my large monitor. I was using my laptop. So just kidding. But pretty much what I did here was just like type studies. You just kind of look at you just kind of type in a couple words and see how it feels, see what the mood is. Sad I can't show you all this, but then I was doing some color studies as well. These are also not accurate fonts, so ignore this ugly font. But I was just looking at colors to see what colors I wanted for my book. So like pairing up these, you know, seeing how white text looks on this orange and how black text looks on this orange and stuff like that. So just looking at what color schemes I could do. I was kind of liking this guy for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, it's kind of some weird colors, but like I said, my whole concept for the book is like weird things, so maybe that's a good thing. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my current book. So last thing I'll probably show y'all is a couple things from work. So you can see I have a lot of like Auburn University stuff going on here, which is who I actually work for. I work for a company named MPG Media Production Group, and we do stuff for the College of Business. So a lot of stuff I do is literally just Auburn University stuff. But recently, we've also been doing work for Auburn Research Park, which is, if y'all are familiar, it's kind of like down Duval, if y'all know where that is, kind of near the medical school. But so the Auburn Research Park, they wanted to rebrand their company a little bit, like, I don't say a rebrand, but like give it a new look, give it a new name. And so we helped them do that. So it used to be Auburn Research Park, but now they're calling it The Park. We helped them create that name. So first they asked us to make a new logo, and this is a kind of a collab with my boss, who Jenny Hunt, who Mr. Cox also knows. She helped make this logo. It was mostly her, but I helped her kind of follow along with that and do some cool mock-ups. I don't know if y'all are familiar with mock-ups, but these are really, really easy to make. Like, you don't even have to do anything really. This looks really complicated, but if you literally Google free mock-ups, there's a lot of websites that have just like free things that look like this. So pretty much like these cups, like you can put whatever you want on them and in Photoshop, and it'll perspect warp it. Same here, like you can see like this cool embroidery. Like this is all just Photoshop. All you have to do is place your logo in there and it does it all for you. So in case y'all need that, that's really helpful tool I've been using. So here's some mock-ups, what it would look like. This is what we presented to them too. So here is like a mug that I designed, some ideas for business cards, idea for like notepads, which I don't know if y'all can see my screen, my big screen, but when we go to print things, we always get proofs. I'll show y'all. So actually, we just recently, like this week, got a proof for that notepad. So I don't know if you can see. Where's my screen? Can y'all see this at all?
We can. Yeah, we can see like a small thumbnail of it.
Okay, so yeah, so this is what we get and before they print it. We were working with Davis Direct, I believe. So we were printing and seeing how it looked like on paper, because sometimes on screen it doesn't look the same, but you'll get like a proof little sheet that you have to sign and a proof for them to print it before they print all the 500 notepads that we've requested. So, and I wanted to make sure that, like, you see the little gray right here, like, you don't want it to be too gray or else you can't write on it. So the proof helped me do that because I can see how gray, how see-through it is, and it's perfect. So we signed off on it, and it is currently getting printed right now. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you can see, like, we did this mock-up and now it's like real life. And then we did like some mock-ups for like what the poll like banners would look like, maybe just some ideas. And they really love this too. Like they eat this up. Like it was hard work for us, but like people who like haven't seen your designs and then see them, they're like, this is amazing. Like you can do anything and it'll look good. So, and then they have a couple of other logos inside the park. So they wanted stuff. They wanted the park logo, but the name of the thing inside the park, which was like super complicated sometimes. So we did like this little banner here, and then we had let's see, 540 at the park, which is their event space. So here's another mock-up that's really cool. They ate this up. I made this, and they were like, "We want exactly that. We want the metal thing, and we want the stone in the background." We're like, "Okay, we'll do that for y'all." So we got some vendors we're looking at right now doing this. So yeah, they ate this up. And then this folder, which I mocked up also, and they also loved it. So we're currently, as we speak, in the process of building this folder in InDesign and getting it printed and all that stuff. So yeah, clients, if you do a good job, they'll eat it up and they'll be like all in. So that's exactly what you want. So yeah, so we did these. Let's see, how do I get out of here? So that I'll show you some other stuff we did, like stationery stuff. So these are the business cards we just. But this is all like literally like I worked on this literally yesterday, like very recent stuff. So these are the business cards we ended up making for them. So this is what the front would look like, and I'll watch my time. How long do I have, Mr. Cox? Until like 9 or so, or what time is
As long as you want. You don't have to fill the entire period, but you can fill as much as you would like. We have till like 9:45, so you're in no hurry at all.
Okay, let me make sure I'm not like talking too much.
Do you like
I'll finish
when you
up
ask me a question, my head emerges like a puppet? Do you like that?
Not really. So I'll continue talking about the park really quick because I feel like this is good, recent, real stuff. But so these are the business cards we made. So this is the front, and what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna Scodex the logo. So I don't know if y'all know what Scodex is, but it's a type of printing process. It's kind of like it's almost like a gloss. So it's like a raised ink. So it's like if you touched it, you would feel the ink like raised up off the paper, and it's clear, so it makes it really, really shiny. It's a really cool printing trick that we like to work with. I'm trying to think of an example here now. Just kidding. But yeah, we really like doing Scodex stuff because I think it's super fun. So we'll do that on the business cards, and on the back too. This whole square right here will be Scodexed. So it's gonna have a really cool feel touch to it. So here's just a couple of the people we have on there. So that's that. And we've got like random stuff. So here's also another thing we just did because it's right here in my hand. I don't know if you can see it, but this is another proof. This actually looks a little bit different than the one that's on my screen because when I got it, this is what I was originally going to do, but then I got it in my hands and I looked at it and I didn't like it at all. And that happens a lot, especially going from screen to paper. You'll feel like that. So it's always good to print stuff. You want to really look at it. So I literally like got this in the mail and I was there like, I hate this. This looks so ugly. So I fixed it. And so now you can see that I pulled the logo down a little bit and moved the type to the side. So I like it a lot better. And those are the ones we printed. And then, gosh, that's so much. This is also a very recent thing that we just did. This is a note card. So this is like a folded note card. This will be the front. We're also going to Scodex this right here. It's going to be nice and shiny. And then here's another version. So they want both versions. I emailed this to them and I was like, hey, here's 2 options for you guys. Pick one of them and we'll get those started for you. And they're like, well, we like both, so we're just going to make you print both. And I was like, okay. So like I said, they like eat it up. It's kind of nice that they really like it. So last couple ones. This is just a note card that one of the guys that works there wanted. It's just a flat note card. Oh, here's the folder we're starting to build. So like I said, they really like this. This is where the business card can go. Got this folder layout. This is the inside. This is the outside. And we're also going to Scodex this, so that should be fun. So yeah, I guess that's it. Let's see, mockups. Oh, these are just all the mockups I showed you. Yeah, so they really ate this up, and we're still working on it right now as we speak. So a lot of cool stuff we're doing for the research park. Trying to think of anything else recent we're doing. Yeah, it's a lot of ads that I have to do for the university. It's also a lot of fun stuff too. Like right now I'm working on a holiday card, which I'm not even sure if I can even show you guys, but yeah, so there's like a couple of things that I've been working on just recently. I'm trying to think. I'll show y'all one last really quick thing. It won't take me very long. I just want to show you one thing that I did last semester that I really liked, and I still haven't printed it. because this is when COVID hit. When was this? Yeah, this is when COVID hit, and so we ended up. This is a book project. So this is the book project I was telling you about that was black and white. And let's see. I'll just go through the process really quick. So this is kind of what it was. It was a longer text. It was a text that was given to us. It was about, I don't even know what the book was about anymore. But so I was looking at inspiration, kind of like this, like I always do. I go on Pinterest and I take some screenshots. So this is a very like heavy type kind of book. So I was looking at how text can be lined up, how it can be, you know, like worked right here. I was looking at all that. I really like this. This was really fun for me. So I was like kind of inspired by this. Maybe some overlapping text or something. Just like text block in the middle of the page. So here's my actual text I printed out, and I was labeling and what do you call it? Sectioning them out right here, taking notes. And then this is me mapping kind of like what I would want my pages to look like. What's the grid look like? Here's my grid that I established after I sketched a little bit. Then here's some type studies you can actually see because these are PDFs. So here's a couple type studies I did. And type studies are like so important because it's literally like it could make it or break it, especially for very type heavy stuff. So you want to see like what's the voice, what's the mood for this. Looking at sans serifs, looking at serif fonts, and I think I ended up using Bulmer. I think I used Bulmer, so this is Bulmer right here. He's got a nice, good variety of weights. So yeah. So I was looking at all of these, and so I finally used, what did I do here? Oh, yeah, so what I did is I printed out all my type studies, and what I did is I scanned them into a printer, and I put, I don't know if y'all know, like clear, like foil, what do you call it? Like the single paper holders that you put in like binders and stuff. Like, I don't know what you call them. You know what I'm talking about? Like a pocket, little pocket.
Like the thing that you insert the paper into.
Exactly.
I don't know the title for them, but wait, was that?
But yeah, that.
A page protector? Is that what you said? Like a sheet protector? Yeah.
Yeah, sheet protector. So I put I think I put 2 or 3 sheet protectors on top of the scanner and then put my text on it so you can see like it made some ripples in my text, which I really liked. So I took all my type studies and I put them all into my scanner at my house. And you can see, I don't know if you can really see, but it like made some type blurry and some type sharp. So I thought that was pretty cool. It had like a really cool effect on it. Here's me mapping some more. Here's me putting type on my grid. Just a lot of sketching. So notice how I'm not doing everything in the computer. I'm also taking stuff on paper first and then putting it into my computer. So yeah, here's me making my grid. That is what my grid looks like now. So then I start putting my type into my my book, and notice how I had some of my text red. That's the text that I wanted to blur out. It was just part of my concept. It was like blurry vision because the character in the story was just not seeing straight. He was a little bit like mentally ill. And so everything he's saying is just kind of like, what is wrong with you kind of thing. So that'd be cool to like blur the type and make it seem very like not, so here's me putting the type again back into the scanner. And so you can see what it looks like when it scans it. And like, I thought this was like really beautiful. It was just like little like waves of blurry type going in and out. I thought that was really pretty. So then I put it into Photoshop, took out the background. You can threshold it, so I threshold it. And yeah, this project took me a very long time. I scanned all my text in 3 times because sometimes it would come out like this, and sometimes it would come out like this, and sometimes it would come out like this. So this is my first round of doing that, and then I adjust a little bit, and then this was like too sharp, and this is perfect. I like this like good balance of like in and out of text. So this is what I did. So then this is my cover of my book. All the text kind of blurring in. And then I made changes all along the way, all the time. So here's this is what it would look like when I scanned in that certain paragraph into, like the blurry paragraph into the normal text. So that, you can see this, like, I think this is so pretty. So yeah, that's where my concept was going, was like blurry vision. And you can still read some things, but you can't read all of it. And so that was part of it too. Like, you don't need to read all of it. You just feel like what the beginning feels like and go from there. So yeah, this is what it started looking like slowly. And like I said, my concept was distorted vision, unclear understanding, which one of the characters had. That's it. Yeah, so just another project I was showing y'all, and like how it ends up looking after you do a lot of process. So like I said, process is really important. And it ended up looking really good. So my goal was in the summer to print this book and sew it, because you can like self-sew your books, but I ended up, I guess, not doing that and getting really lazy. And so I told myself this semester I would print it and put it in my portfolio, and I still have not done that. So if I can get some words of encouragement from y'all to make me print my book, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so I'm like kind of busy right now with my actual classes, so this has been kind of on the back burner for me, but I'm hoping by December I'll get it printed and sewed, and so that I can actually like do stuff. But yeah, so if y'all are ever interested in like looking at my website, go back. Looking at my website, y'all can look at it. It's literally just myname.com, and this will pop up. It's gonna be updated probably by December, because I'm looking for jobs, so it'll probably look a little different around then, hopefully, and it'll be all my new projects kind of filling up this top space. But yeah, does anyone have any questions just like about anything, like process or like how the university works when it comes to applying for the graphic design program or anything like that?
Well, first of all, real quick, thank you so much. Like the stuff you touched on, we literally just talked about branding and identity yesterday, and you hit that very well with the park. Like, you recreated their entire perception that, everybody's going to see them differently than we once did, right? They have a new identity.
That's my favorite. Yeah, identity in branding is like my favorite thing to do. Like, it's like to me the most fun. Like, I did this project too. I don't know. I think I've showed you all this too, but this is a branding project I did. That was really fun. Yeah, branding is like the coolest.
Well, we appreciated seeing that. And then you covered like from before really even beginning, like just the inspiration. Like, you don't just go willy-nilly start on a project. You go and have some semblance of direction before you ever begin.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like. And then all the way to the end, like, just because you finish a project on the computer doesn't mean you're actually necessarily finished. You print it, then you scan it in an interesting way, and then you do some more Photoshop work after that. So like, just because it's done doesn't mean that it is necessarily completely done. There's some other alternatives that you can do to it, stuff like that. So, anyway, thank you. Beginning to end and everything in the middle. So any questions, guys, for Kira? Chad's coming up. He's got a question for you.
Okay.
Sure. I hear you.
But how long did you go? Are you like she's still in school? Right?
Still at Auburn University for.
Like,
Yeah. So.
What's it like? Was it? Would you recommend this major for anyone? This something that people recommend?
Can you repeat that question?
he's thinking about going to Auburn University himself for graphic design. So he's asking like the sum total of it. Any regrets? Any advice? Was it a good experience? Anything that he might need to know before jumping in?
Yeah, so out of personal experience, I'll be honest. So when I was still a senior in high school, I was like, heck no, I'm not going to Auburn University. I'm getting the heck out of here. And like I feel like all the signs were pointing to me to go to Auburn because my mom had just gotten a job there, so my tuition would be lower. All the people I knew Mr. Cox had an Auburn degree, and like he's awesome, so that was like, dang, he's doing really well right now. So like a lot of signs are pointing for me to go, and like Auburn is like the #1 graphic design program in the state, and then also top 15 in the nation. So it's a really good program. But let's see. So I personally have loved it so far. It was like my last choice college, but like it has been a blast, and like I have learned so much just from like my design courses and like all that stuff. Like if you really like graphic design and you're passionate about it, like it is very fun, and it's definitely the best you'll have here in Alabama. So I would recommend it for sure. You just got to make sure your grades are up because the process of getting into the program can be difficult just from grade wise. Like they don't look at just your graphic design stuff, they look at your grades too. So you have to have a good academic standing, a good GPA to get in, and you'll do that your first year. So your whole first year, you're not even in the program yet. You'll be in the program once you pass all that in your second year. So does that answer your question? I guess.
Any other questions? Any more Okay, so quick question for you, Kieran. Thanks again for chatting with us. Where is your hunch that Kira Vishwa will land? Where will you be a year or two from now?
So I don't know. So I'm gonna apply for a job starting probably in like Christmas break. My goal has always been New York, so we're gonna apply for a couple jobs there. But like with all this stuff going on, I'm not sure if I'll be able to, or if it might be too expensive. Like it's just a lot of things that go into it. But I am hoping to apply for some New York jobs, and then I'm gonna apply for a couple Atlanta jobs as well. Just because like Atlanta is also like a good big city to work in, and there's a lot of like design companies there for sure, and they bow down to Auburn students. Like Auburn graphic design students, they like love them apparently, and they love to hire them. So that's good, you know. So I'm hoping either New York or Atlanta. I'm guessing Atlanta will probably be my hub, but I'd really like to go and like work for a design firm somewhere there. Who knows what to do? I don't know what I want to do yet. Like I said, I really like branding, so maybe I'll hop into that, but who knows?
So I'm curious. You say that the Atlanta people love Auburn. That was the case a long time ago as well. Like even when I was there, do they proactively kind of seek you guys out, or do you still have to like go and sort of seek them out to an extent, or a little blend of the two? Or
see, I don't know, because no one has seeked me out so far. So I guess maybe. I think they're just very much more open to Auburn students than other colleges. Like I know a lot of friends that are graduating this semester that like not even like interviews, like they will come to Auburn to come like drink coffee with you and like talk to you. It's not like a very serious like interview. It's more of like they want to really get to know you and stuff. I've heard that a lot, that people will just come from Atlanta and grab coffee with you just to see if you're right for the company. So that sounds very promising to me, but I also haven't applied for any jobs yet. So like maybe that'll happen to me. I don't know.
You have not done your senior project yet, is that correct?
That is correct. I will do that in the spring.
I feel like that's the way that it was many years ago. They were not super proactive until senior project, and then there may be a scout or two to come and see like the senior projects and see what styles and stuff like that. Whether or not that's still the case, I don't know. But like that's when they would start. That's when the vultures would come back then, you know, to kind of see.
Well, I I hope so. I hope they come and they hire me, whoever they are. Yeah, I'm excited for senior projects. I have just the only classes I have left is senior project, and I have to take image still, which is I guess just like image based design. So that should be fun too. But yeah, it's
Gotcha.
been good.
Well, thanks again. Okay, last question. So, things are a little different here. You guys are at a place where there are just a select few students, and they're all wanting to do graphic design as a career, right? So everyone's super laser focused, right? Here, it's the spectrum. We're all still learning what we want to do, and it ends up there's a small fraction that will go into graphic design, and the bulk of us here don't. Just there's other interests and maybe some overlapping things. So anyway, my big concern is always that like they are not going to be super prepared specifically for like the first semester or two when there's like a lot of inking and stuff like that. The ones who are interested in graphic design, are there any recommendations you would make for them for a stepping stone from here to Auburn in terms of preparation?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So, like he said, your first year you'll have a class where you like have to draw. And I was fortunate enough to have grown up being a good drawer, but not everyone, you don't have to be a good drawer to be a good designer. So that's a very misleading concept. But I just personally, like, you can see my painting up here. I'm working on this painting. It's been taking me so long. But I do like to draw and I like to paint. So that really helped me in that class. But not everyone that's good at designing, like I said, has to be good at drawing. So a lot of people struggle in that class. That was kind of the class that really like got people B's, which doesn't sound that bad, but if you're trying to get into the program, like, and you get a B, like that's like, it's not bad, but like it's lower than an A. So yeah, a lot of people struggle in that class. So I guess like for that class specifically, just maybe like practice drawing, practice sketching, just like things that you see, because they'll make you do like realistic drawings, and they can be difficult. But besides that, the other class you'll take is Foundation Design 1 and Foundation Design 2, and those are all hands-on. So you don't have no computers, no nothing. All you have is like paper. You'll do some projects with foam core. You'll do projects with ink. It's all hands-on, so you won't use your computer at all. And that's where people sometimes there's like a learning curve where they just want to see if you can design just like with anything, not just like using the technology and the skills that you have on your computer to do it for you. So they want to see if you have an eye for it. If you have an eye for detail, and if you have I'm literally blanking on the word right now. Craftsmanship. You have good craftsmanship because they'll look at how your paper's cut, how well you inked it, like did you miss a spot, all that stuff. Like they really go into detail about that. They just want to see if you're a good, very detail-oriented person. So if I could give you advice, I guess just really work on that, looking at the details, maybe do some handcrafting stuff, not just on the computer, but maybe like drawing designs instead of drawing them on the computer and stuff like that, because that's pretty much what you'll end up doing your first whole year. I still have stuff hanging up in my room. Oh, this is one of my favorite. Hold on, this topic. This is one of my favorite things I did in my drawing class. I don't know why I love this one, but he made us do a blind contour drawing of our hands. This is like a quick exercise that we did in the drawing class. And like, I don't know if you can see, but it came out like super stupid. I was trying to draw my hand like this. And so like literally like I closed my eyes and wait, no, what did I do? Oh, so like he made you look to the side and then look at your hand and then draw whatever you do like this. And it came out like this. And this is like one of my favorite things to this day. It was like such a stupid exercise, but I don't know, like I don't know what to say about it. I just really like it.
No, I like it. It's very stylish.
But yeah, anyways, I still have a lot of stuff that I did my first year because they were, like I said, like hand done, but you could really see the detail and the hard work that went into them. And that's what they want to see, is they want to see that you can work with your hands and your brain and not just with your computer. So that's my recommendation, is to make sure you practice that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, guys. Can y'all give a big hand to Kara Vissel?
Thanks, guys.
So there's literally a T-shirt in the front office with your name on it. Just at your leisure, you can grab it. So thanks again.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
All right. Have a
Yes,
good
thank
one.
you guys. All right, I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.